Bronyville, episode 145. Hello, everyone, and welcome, whatever it is. Yes, Bronyville, episode 145, recorded on April 26, 2014. I'm your host, Apple Cider. Yo. Hey, Sandy.
Yo. Hey.
How you doing, son?
Pretty good.
That's good. You're no longer here, though.
I know. We can no longer reach across and touch each other.
I know.
I miss you.
Oh, well, miss you too. We had grand adventures. We'll talk some about grand adventures.
Yep.
So yeah.
I just need to come down here like a week before Nightmare Nights and
poke around whatever Dallas has.
I'll take you down to the stockyards, get you a cowboy hat.
Ooh.
See where they used to put lots of cows and stuff. We'll go to the 6th floor museum where Texas commemorates the fact that, yeah, we capped the first Catholic president. Ooh.
And they reprint the same newspaper year after year, just to remind you.
Yeah. You know who took out JFK? Texas.
Texas. Just the entire state just decided to. We have guesties, by the way. A few of them, actually. No, I'm sorry, Roy. You're going to actually have to be on our show. We conscripted you. You, unfortunately, agreed or wanted to be on the show for some awful reason. So,
masochism.
I know. Roy G. Biv, Pickle Barrel Kumquat is here.
And I brought some minions.
Sure, who are your minions?
I brought Problems in August with me, who August was actually chilling with you all last weekend.
Ooh, was he?
So I hear.
Well, we can talk Babscon with August then. Talk about all sorts of coolness and dramas and fun.
The drama I missed.
Oh. We'll get to it. We unfortunately were in the middle of a Red Robin dinner at the time that biggest dramas occurred.
Yeah,
but
we were doing important things like eating bottomless baskets of fries with Cal Payne and Seth.
America.
Horse fame, all that stuff. So yeah, plenty. So cool. And we'll also talk about the PBK you guys are rolling around with. Anything else you guys are also doing, I guess we could do that too. August has a nice breeze rolling through.
I'm still trying to correct that.
That's fine. That's fine. I guess we should do a show. I mean, that seems like the logical thing to do. I mean, considering that we are. Well, let's go ahead and start off with this, Sandy. I mean, it's kind of important because we're such loose cannons and we're not very professional.
Totally.
So we don't win awards for best podcast, the Goldie Award, for best show. I actually just beat up someone and stole this from them. I guess so.
Yeah,
I would like to thank the weak-willed person that was unable to hold on to the plastic piece of stuff that we acquired from them.
Yeah, I gotta say, the people that I knocked over to take the one for Nightmare Nights from, that was a little bit easier than it should have been.
Yeah, I mean, just push them over for best podcast and for best for best convention, and add to it. You kind of got, there was kind of a third one because Ponyville Live. I mean, we're part of that, and they knocked over someone.
So are we.
Yo, good.
Oh, yeah, we got that email.
Oh, yeah, that was the funniest way how we got part of Ponyville Live.
Yeah, they just emailed us and they were like, "You're part of us now," and we're like, "Okay,
sure."
Yeah, and we're kind of like, "Okay."
So, I guess that we just found the correct ways to steal all these awards. I mean, I've got this one. Sandy has said stole one for best convention for Nightmare Nights.
What's great is since we convinced them that we're the winners of the podcast one, they're actually going to mail me one that has a little nameplate. Oh, and they actually got to mail you a nameplate too.
Ooh, that'd be nice. But yeah, I mean,
it's cool.
In truth, we have stated in the past we did the golden muffins as you recall, just because it was kind of like
boy did we.
Yeah, boy. Whew. Just because weird frivolous award shows are fun. I will admit, I will fully up and admit that I noticed that it was us against Dusty, and I went, there's no way in hell.
We're doomed.
We're doomed. Like, yeah, right, all right. And even when Dusty lost, I went, dude, you have a better show. Like, you spend a lot more time and a lot more effort and have a lot more, I think he does a better show than us. But, we also do a different show. I very much state that we do a much more general podcast show where Dusty actually does somewhat of a character show. So they're kind of in their own different leagues, and supposedly we only got away with it by 1 point. So it was also a tight race.
Yeah.
So
hey, whatever floats their goat.
Yep, and we have a nice shiny plastic giant thing that can go over here and just glow, and we can
collect dust.
Something like that. I mean, it's neat. It's very neat. It's great. It's great to get it, because Lord knows
it's not like we haven't been doing this for 3 years, AC.
Yeah, so
that's another thing. 420 was Bronyville's 3rd anniversary of existence.
I know.
And we weren't even high when we started this show.
Really? That was the weird part.
Wait, so the first time I was on the show, drugs were not involved in that choice?
Absolutely.
Then what's wrong with you? Because you're repeating the same mistake.
Because Starry is such a meanie to me. So, sorry, I love you, honey. So, but yeah, do stuff responsibly, kids. But yeah, so that's the first thing is that I wanted to start off by saying that we are an award-winning unprofessional show, and we'll continue to do so until things.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! We don't have any of our news ponies here today.
Nope. Oh, we don't? Uh-oh.
So I got to get to that while you start talking to people.
But we have 3 news ponies here. What are you talking about?
Yeah, let's just sick them on the news. Make them do all the work.
News in quotes.
Quote.
Distorted for your entertainment.
Well, I'll leave Sandy to that. I'll go ahead and talk about our wondrous sponsors, though. That will eat up a little bit of time while he does the needful. Hey, there's this Wheel of Fine place. You can use Bronyville 10, get you 10% off stuff at Wheel of Fine, which is great if you like t-shirts and bags and funny scarves. And I don't know if they have scarves, actually. But they have a bunch of stuff. They have cat bugs. They have Marvel stuff. They have all sorts of stuff, including all of your pony stuff. You've heard of them. Come on. You've seen them. There's no way at this point you haven't seen them. It's impossible. So, Bronyville 10% off of your purchase. So, they'll help you save on shipping because we're all about helping you guys out with your shipping. Meanwhile, I would like to tell you about Nightmare Nights Dallas. You know a little bit about that, Sandy.
Yeah, the ride never ends.
Sure doesn't.
So far, we've finally gotten our EIN back from the government.
Yay.
It only took them like a week after taxes were due to get us our EIN. So that's great. Now we just have to get the new accounts open and we can start taking registrations.
The ride never ends.
Dealing with the IRS right during tax time is not fun, kids. But this is what happens when you reorganize as an LLC. So, there's that. We're still talking to a bunch of other folks. And we still have Tabitha, still have Britt McKillop, Princess Cadence coming. Got Dusty in Full Papers and Sherry Burlon of White Dove Creations. And we're talking to a bunch of musicians and just getting everything up. We're like 180 days to go, and we were just trying to get so much stuff done so far in advance just to make sure everything is amazing for year 2 of Nightmare Nights Dallas.
Hold on, I need to pull up the 24 countdown sign, noise so that we can just have this going. Just there we go. Let's see, is this? Come on. Are you gonna? There we go. Nightmare Nights Dallas approaches. Are you prepared? Perhaps. I don't know. Anyway, you can go check that out. That's nightmarenights.com, .net, .nightmarenights.nightmare.
Shit.
Red, get off that paper. Oh, you're the worst kitty ever. I gotta mail important documents to important people.
I am ruining everything for Evernote. I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's see. And finally, hey, Audio Stratus, that's my silly thing. I'm still working on it and said legal documents that Red was just about to fall asleep on have to be mailed out. But yeah, just working on that. It is an online audio platform, so if I were to do the show with these silly fillies right here, I wouldn't have to deal with the beginning of the show being a complete collection of Roy trying to run away from angry bees. So, you know, it's my little craziness, and yeah, I'm just working on that, so you can go check that out. That is audiostratus.com, and Red is attacking a small toy mouse that he brought up onto the couch. You silly cat. What you meant? Anyway, hey Roy.
Yep,
How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
We're doing new stuff.
Are you? What's your news? We know each other from back over in the Everfree Northwest days before Everfree Northwest.
God.
But the important
But
thing
the
is...
ride never ends.
Sure does. You don't got to tell me. But so you're doing this new majigger now. You got yourself a parody site you're doing. So tell me about this Pickle Barrel Kumquat.
We're not a parody site. We're serious news.
Serious business.
Absolutely.
Are you consummate professionals?
Oh, of course. Totally professional.
Yeah, we write about Detroit all the time.
So cold in the D, dudes. It's so cold.
But we started Pickle Barrel Kumquat back in January, and PBK was basically the answer to a lot of the so-called pony news sites taking themselves far too seriously. So we decided to start basically the Onion of pony news.
Let's see. No, I was loading it up and taking a look at it, at what we have so far. So let's see. So you, Roy, you're the major domo on this, and and your friends are some just the contributors, or what do each of you do?
I mostly do a lot of editing, and I do some writing myself. If you remember, I do have a knack for humor writing, which is part of why I do it. And Problems Here handles a lot of our sports articles, as well as some of our episode recaps, which we post before, just basically as part of our little running joke. And August Here just became one of our editors today.
Ooh.
It tends to happen when you drive traffic with one article.
Yeah.
Wow. That one.
That
I can't explain that one.
We're still trying to figure out why it's so popular.
Are you really trying to?
There's no.
Are you really trying to
There's no
figure out
mystery in
why said article, which is about, is so popular? Does that surprise you even one bit?
Well, to hear
Actually.
Broy's talk about publicly, it does.
Little known fact, a large number of bronies are 20-year-old males that tend to enjoy
Oh my.
Stuff like that.
Paul.
Rubble. So
Rubble.
yeah. So yeah, I know that we've kind of done a little bit of we've definitely talked a little bit and done some stuff. I actually helped contribute to a post idea that actually came up a while back, which was the Chrysalis and Cadence love fight.
Yes. Which also was very popular.
Yes,
One of
it
my
was
favorites.
actually.
Yeah, it was based off of just that was one of the ones that parodied based off of some of the stuff that was happening at the time with particular media groups having a little sissy fight amongst themselves for who is more important.
Mm-hmm.
So, he. So one of the questions that's already been dropped out there, just to ask is, there's this and there's horse news. So what's kind of the differentiator between the two?
You go, Probs.
Well, in my mind, we try to be more fake news than anything else. We'll report on real news with a humorous spin some of the time. Like we just put up a article about a certain con coming back next year, which is totally real. But then we have that My Little Pony review that August did.
La 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 la. Wait, I can't plug my ears through headphones. Ah.
I meant Pixel Vixens.
Oh, okay, that works. I have no clue what that is.
That's a mix of humor and an actual
honesty.
review. And then we have the fake episode summaries. But for horse news, they're to me they're totally real news. It's just with their trademark little personality thrown in there.
Their 4chanism tossed in.
My
Powered by
comparison
Drop.
is we're the Onion and they're Gawker.
Oh, that's fighting words there. Man.
Well, it's not like Gawker's bad all the time.
Yes, they are.
I like Deadspin actually, but most of the other ones I don't like.
Now, interesting to note, we're actually affiliates not only with Ponyville Live, but also with Horse News. Technically, we're affiliates with them as well. So,
well, but everyone is technically affiliates with everyone else except for one place.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because everyone tends to go, hey, you know what's nice? Working together and be nice with each other.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So we have crossover. Two writers for Horse News also write for us, Nathan Shepard and Chalice.
And Capper occasionally.
Yeah, Capper is in our Skype room, just
gross.
monitoring things.
Gross. Never trust that man.
Why? I'm gonna bake him a spaghetti birthday cake.
He asked for it.
Yes, and I have the skill.
How I'm wondering how you're going to construct that, because are you going to use like spaghetti that you boil and then bake harden back together? Oh, okay.
I'll send you the recipe.
Oh, such a thing actually exists?
Yes.
Whoa!
Of course it does. This is America.
America
the
doesn't
recipe's
mean
from
witchcraft.
The recipe's actually from England, though, but...
All right, hold on.
So we can blame the Brits for this one.
Which we do.
Well, they're infamous for bad food sometimes.
Oh, spaghetti cakes. They're a thing.
Blame them all.
Spaghetti and meatball cake recipe. How does this work? No. It's fantastic. Okay. It just looks like spaghetti, though. That's bizarre. Anyway, so you guys do your parody news. Anything you've got planned or that you're building towards? I mean, we all have the Great Ponyless Summer terrifically close to us at this point.
We do.
Ooh.
Should I tell them about the top secret plan?
If you tell us, it won't be top secret, I'm afraid.
Well, we're close enough to hopefully debuting it. So.
Oh, okay. Also, nobody listens to the show, so that's also fine. No,
Well, no one
nobody
reads.
this is
Yeah.
all
Nobody
the
reads
words.
us.
All
Until
the words.
yesterday.
These are just bots. These are just bots in the chat room. I download the file 80,000 times. You know, it's sad. I don't like to admit it, but you know, it's.
We're going to.
Hey, we have a botnet. We might as well use it.
I know.
But we're going to start bringing back a fandom tradition that every other fandom but ours does. And we're going to start MSTing some of the better fanfics and fan videos out there live for people, trying to hopefully amp up to doing that about once a week, debuting them. Kind of like how other fandoms do Mystery Science Theater version of fanfics and fan videos. We're going to do the same thing for Pony videos as a spin-off of part of our site.
All right. And are you just so I know, because that can always be something that you know, can get a little bit touchy, especially with somebody that puts a lot of like crazy heart into their work. There are people that are, I wouldn't say touchy, but you know, that are. How are you approaching doing those?
With our tongues firmly planted in our cheek, and probably start with some of the easier targets like Spider Z's and the greatest fanfic in the world that we just found. Thank you,
yeah.
Catherine.
I love that one. That was actually sent to me by a friend on Twitter, but I knew it was perfect for the site. So
Podcasts on motorcycles.
I am Vespaing away.
It's actually my ultralight. I'm in the air right now.
So nice. Podcasting from 20,000 feet.
19,000, 18,000. Oh, I better get off here a little bit.
We're all counting on you. So
The joy of military bronies on team.
yeah, because that would actually be something kind of interesting. There was something somewhat similar that, of course, we had Flim Flam Philosophy on a while back, and he had his entire series that unfortunately had to stop just because of time constraints and everything with that. But it was kind of similar, not in the fact that he was outright MSTing it, but he would just take a bizarre spin on it with the Rainbow Dash Presents series. There you go.
Yeah. And we're planning to just go the full traditional MST route. The tried and true method.
All right.
Because we're the only fandom that doesn't do that. Even
Well,
Furry's MST shit.
yeah, well, you know, it's always one of the things where it can be really good. It also can kind of go sideways. So I can see how that could be something kind of bizarre on that. I actually attempted or thought up the idea to MST the Equestria Girls, but unfortunately, after I started watching it, I went, the dialogue is just way too tight in this. Like, it actually has pretty decent dialogue for what it is, so it was a shame.
that is true.
Yep. So you guys are doing that. You're making more silly articles. You're going to be doing MSTs. How are you guys actually going to release those? Or those just going to be...
Oh, we were going to talk with Ponyville Live and be like, yo, we're a part of you. Post this shit for us.
Gross. I am a part of you.
I'd plan to drop leaflets from an airplane.
Starry, don't show people of me in a hot tub. You're insane.
Oh my.
I know. What's she doing here?
My.
What is this,
so
horse
that's why
news?
Starry stays with you.
I know. She's got blackmail material all over this place.
She keeps blackmail all over town in case of a blackmail emergency.
No. Why am I in a hot tub making a duck face? This is terrible.
And why are there no bubbles?
There's plenty of bubbles.
Not in the
No.
picture you sent me.
No. This is terrible for an audio podcast.
Get special treatment.
I guess they do.
Wow.
It can all be fixed in editing.
So for the unfortunate viewers, they're getting to see AC making a duck face in a hot tub. For you listening on audio, you've been spared.
Your retinas are safe if you are via audio. All right.
Do you guys still do the questions?
The emails and stuff like that?
Or, well, also the questions to get to know the people that you have.
Oh, favorite character, favorite episode. You know what, AC? You know, we said for the longest dang time that if we didn't do the questions and answers, the show would just crash to a halt. And we skipped right past that stuff today.
Yeah, you know, it's sometimes how it goes.
Yeah, we have ascended beyond the need for questions.
You know, once Apple Horse turned into my favorite horse, things just went way off the
Everything
rails.
just changed.
We're just
AC, I don't know you anymore.
We're just in this weird alternate universe. We're kind of like in that comic book series where, you know, everything's just flipped on its head, you know. It's
Washington, D.C.?
It's dark time. Yeah, it's kind of everything's been flipped on its head. Dark days. Anyway,
Tea Party?
is there anything else you guys would like to bring up with the thing and the stuff and any other things you guys are working on before we move on to news?
We gotta do Babscon, man.
Well, we'll talk about Babscon at the top of the news.
Okay.
Top of the news.
We just talked about Babscon on our site, too.
Did you have a good time?
I did. Very good time.
Well, tell you what, let's talk about Babscon.
Let's segue.
Segue to Babscon. We, three of us, at least on this show, four if you count Starry over there showing pictures of me in a hot tub, came back from Babscon alive. Somehow.
Somehow.
So, yeah.
You survived, yep.
So, Babscon was pretty good.
Yeah, I had fun.
There was a lot of people there.
Whole bunch.
Whole crud load of people. I think, what was I'm trying to recall the final tally.
2,300.
They said around 2,300 the closing ceremonies.
For a first year. This was their first go. 2,300.
Yep.
Certainly better than last year's early convention.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was erased from canon.
That's not canon. That's not canon.
Non-canonical.
Non-canonical.
Watch it, Bernoculus. I don't know. I still have this badge of Starry at this Lost Pegasus thing. I don't know what that's about. Who knows? Anyway, yeah, Babscon. That was last weekend. Let's go ahead and start at the very top. Sandy, you came here on the Monday before, and we spent a wonderful week together.
We sure did. Yep, flew in Monday night, watched a crap load of random anime.
Yep.
Then we did a crap load of planning for like the next 20 episodes of this show.
Yep.
Because, you know, we're going to be doing this, if we're going to be podcasting through the summer, we had to do a lot of prep.
Yeah, because we're going to be doing a lot more of the FU stuff because, you know, we all know that the pony news kind of dries up during the summer. And
scraping the bottom of the barrel is not fun.
Did you hear that there's a new add-on for film fiction that allows you to see it in ultraviolet? It's, God, we don't have anything to talk about. So
Ponyhoof added new characters.
Legends of Equestria is going to be coming out soon.
Oh, spanhammered.
Damn. Oh, dag. But yeah, so we were out here planning that. We were getting everything set. Then we had a glorious little trip around the bay with Sandy and Dan of Kefka Floyd. If you've ever seen any of those promotional posters and Pinky is watching you stuff, that is him. He also made the color guides. So we did a nice little tour of the bay. We went up into the hills and saw redwoods, and then we went down to the ocean and put our feet in the ocean. And then we drove into San Francisco and looked at the Golden Gate Bridge. Up, no. Okay, you put your feet.
Y'all were pussies.
Oh, okay. I put my feet in that ocean before. I know it's cold.
Kinky.
Yeah, it's. Then we went and we had a mission burrito. That was true. Big old mission burritos.
I miss California burritos.
They're so good.
Oh, so good.
They were quite tasty.
Yeah. Then Starry got hassled for her half of her burrito. That was a weird one. Let's see. Then we went, in Golden Gate Bridge near sunset, so got a bunch of really neat pictures of it. And then we went to a really, really dark speakeasy in the middle of town and had drinks. It was a pretty fun little gallivant in San Francisco. And then the next day is Babscon.
Babscon. It began. Because we got there pretty early in the morning and got right to it.
Yeah, kind of 10 a.m., I believe, on Friday.
Yep. Then we basically ran around like crazy all weekend.
So what was your big MO? What were you doing, Sandy?
So I was serving on staff as the VIP liaison for Jason Thiessen. And by virtue of how things go, I also had Jim Miller, and we basically I made sure they got to places where they needed to be. Just had a nice time just talking to folks. Let them do what they needed to do. Made sure nobody got spaghetti on them, and just had a fun time all around. I also ended up doing line monitoring at one point, doing line management for the VA signing, helping out. Let's see. Oh, I also had to run one of the autograph sessions and a couple other things I'm sure I did. So I had multiple hats from the weekend, but that's just kind of how things go. What's that? You know what you're doing? You're competent? Somebody dropped the ball? Well, I guess I get to pick it up.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything like super major, but it was just one of those things where, oh, look, something needs to get done. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
August was there with you guys too.
Yeah, what were you up to, August?
I went around to just different panels, and so any kind of drama that happened, I was completely just oblivious to it. So I just want to report on the panels, have some fun there. Dressed as Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, you're that guy. Okay.
There were two of us, actually. Got his pictures together.
Bat countries. So you were just rolling around seeing, what was probably the best panel that you saw all weekend?
Oh, MLP.
The MLP. What happened? I have to know, because that was not one of the ones I was attending. I think I only attended one, and that was the one the two, and both of those were ones I was a part of. Three.
How about a swear word am I allowed to say here?
Well, M doesn't really yay that much anymore, so try and trim them down a little bit.
Crap posting in real life is what the MLP
there you go.
Was. It's like everything that you could see in an MLP thread was brought to life with people just walking up the microphone, talking to Capper and everyone else sitting there.
But no flutter rape thread.
Yeah.
No, they put a real life limit on what was going to happen, and they kicked people away if they tried to talk something too bad. But the limits were limit of what they wanted to talk about, could have talked about, was very, very high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seems like a weird, silly one. Capper turning into pretty much the resident god of MLP is kind of bizarre. But
Oh, he tells us it's bizarre.
yeah,
Every
it's just
day.
like, I don't know.
Like, I'm not really in charge here, guys. I'm just the person who shows up in public.
And people go, "Oh, you're the MLP guy," and he's like, "Sure." I think there's a lot of other people on MLP, but okay.
I don't even go onto 4chan in real life, so when I walked in there, it was like, someone who doesn't do that going into the thread in the internet. It felt completely out of place, but looking back on it, that was pretty fun.
Cool. For myself, I was doing pretty much a lot of everything. I did media stuff. I was helping out the VA room, or the VIP room, more or less. A good way to help out, and a good way to get a lot of access, is to be very nice to the VIPs and help them out with food and things. tends to put you on good graces. And yeah, it was me running around helping out whoever I could. Halfway through Sunday, I think it was, I had to make a butane run because who was it that needed the butane, sweetie? Screw Loose was like, my patches, I need some more butane. I'm like, propane? No, butane. So yeah, and just pretty much doing anything that needed to be done, because I've done enough conventions before to kind of be like, I know what we need to do here. This is, this is bad right here. I should fix that. And then it got fixed. Also did so we did our tabletop panel, which was kind of weird and noisy, but it got cool and got neat by the end of it. Also very short, 2 hours in total. But I think it was a pretty decent size for, what we needed to do at that point. And then I did the VA panel on Sunday, which amounted to me opening it up to them, asking a single question, getting kind of a look from Nicole Oliver. She's very good at giving you non-vocal representation of if your question was dumb, which I guess it was. And then opening it up and allowing people to come up to the mic, and then pretty much just stepping aside once Big Jim Miller and Jason came up to the mic. It's just like, you guys are funnier than me. Go. Do your thing. So it was really fun. It was the first time in about 2 years I've actually been able to be on stage and help people run a panel. So that was fun. So shall we get to Babscon swag before we get to Babscon dramas?
Sure.
Okay.
I didn't actually spend that much money on. Well, okay, I did get some stuff, but I didn't spend a ton of money. I got one of the really big Rarity Micro covers that Andy Price did. The big print on the really nice paper. I'm going to get that framed. And because our roommate's moving out, I'm going to have an office that I can record in. And I will be able to put my pony crap in there and, have my room of pony in addition to soundproofing the walls and stuff. So that's exciting. I also got a Horse Famous shirt from the Slash MLP table. I got one for me and one for Bob. We'll be wearing them at closing ceremonies and Nightmare Nights, I'm sure.
There we go. There's my...
I need to get one of those and get one of the scarves.
It's going to be hard to get those scarves.
Oh, I know. I want one.
Scarfinon's going to be doing another batch here soon. You just got to look in the right places.
You got to email them about it, though.
Yep. I put in my
order.
The
list is piling up, as far as I know.
Well, the more he does, the cheaper it is for him, I imagine. So
yeah, hopefully.
It ain't even that expensive. So hopefully I'll be able to get one before Nightmare Nights as well. Because, running around with one of those scarves, giddy up indeed.
Safe as toes.
Other than that, I don't really think I brought a lot more home than memories, honestly. I was honestly too busy for most of the weekend to hit the dealer's den, and I didn't get to hit the artist alley where Andy Price and all them were until the last hour of the con, just because I was so busy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about it.
All right. August, you get anything interesting?
I just picked up some more fan art. A couple of things I just liked. I didn't really get a whole lot of stuff there. I spent a lot of time just running around the place.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I picked up a big plastic thing that was free.
Well, yeah, if you knock somebody over for it,
yeah, really.
Free.
It tends to be. Some of the other stuff I got, let's see. I did stop by the artist table. I picked up one of Heather Breckel's The Adorable Mini Adventure comics that she had. I haven't actually had the time to read it, but I like I love her style and the little tiger character that she has. So I thought that was kind of neat. So I grabbed that. I have one of the Horse Famous shirts. I did pick up though don't tell Starry, I did pick up a Sunday deal on the My Little Pony cards. So I have more of those. Haven't opened them. Hey, Pico, I've got your book. I got the giant Past Sins book.
Hardcover.
Yeah, hardcover number. What number is this? 870 of 937. The giant. We actually had someone on Sunday who saw this and we're just like, we're going to pack this up, probably do it for a raffle or something. There was someone just like, how much you want for it? I'm like, I'm not selling it. We're going to do it as a thing for the show, you know.
So we will do.
Look at that beast. Thing's like 3 inches long, like just in depth. There's artwork.
You could totally beat somebody with that thing.
Nicks. Look at all the nicks. I'm a little nightmare moon. I don't want to be evil, but I kind of am. If
it wasn't for that cover art that person got commissioned, that thing would have never picked up off the ground.
It was literally just the like, why has Twilight Sparkle got a noose on her neck? Oh no, so edgy.
Yeah. Maximum edge.
So yeah, people would have went like, but they were the first one to put up a really like crazy banner image that hit Equestria Daily. So the worst thing I got was a gift from Tetra.
Oh, this.
Which hurts my heart in every way. Tetra, of course, fan of the show. Usually on here, he may be back. He just works on Saturdays. But he decided that he was going to draw me a picture. And he actually dropped it on me during the tabletop. But it is a picture of Twilight coming in to celebrate our 3rd anniversary and finding me with an Applejack Tamakura.
The look on her face, AC, I felt bad. I felt bad for her. And she's like 3rd best horse.
So mean. Like just having it dropped on me with so many bad feels. Like, no, I made Twilight cry. And besides, she's cousin horse. I can't have a Takamagura of her. Or whatever those pillows are called.
You're pronouncing it right.
All right. Ugh. Ooh. Oh, yeah, and I debuted my cider. That was true.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah, so I've actually discovered that the 2 bottles of cider, I brewed a new one, and I brewed a... yes, I am a monster. I brewed a new one, and I brewed the old cider, and I think I messed up on the old cider some. So, you know, it was... The newer one actually was much more crisper, much more champagne. The old one just has a... It didn't keep too well, or at least when I tried to transplant it, it didn't keep well. So I'll probably end up making another one of those again. My next attempt is going to probably be a apple cider brown Betty that I'm going to attempt. So that sounds like that'll be a fun little experiment. Anything else Babs-wise before we get into the 2 dramas?
I don't know.
It was a good con. It was a really, really good con for a first-year con that had 2,300 people. I mean, really, I think it probably went off about as well as you could with mostly new staff with that many people in a new hotel doing what they did. I mean, that's a pretty crazy feat, just getting all that done with a mostly new staff. It was, I've seen cons that had less ambitions than that convention do much worse, and they did a, if I were to give a report card, I would give them a solid B for doing as far as they did. It's hard to make a con be perfect, but I think they really did. They did a great job with with dealing with stuff, and they had some neat stuff there. I didn't even know they had an entire children's track, and they had a children's track way off to the side. You didn't know about it. They had one of the secret things that happened was Nicole Oliver going in there and reading to the kids as Celestia.
Aww.
That's just like, oh, that's if I was like 7 and that happened, I'd just be like, this is the best.
My heart would have melted there.
Yeah, that was just hearing that happened. I was like, that's fantastic. So,
Before we get into drama, can I plug the next con that we're going to be at?
sure.
We're going to be sending some of our team over to Midwest Brony Fest, Kansas City next month.
All right, cool. So that's
where they're gonna be able to eat awesome barbecue and hang out with what's her name, the voice actress for Kelly Metzgar. Which I'm gonna see if the person we send goes to her panel that she runs at that con, where she's an aerobics instructor on top of being a voice actress, and she runs a panel where she teaches all the bronies how to do aerobics, working out with the Wonderbolts. So I'm going to see if I can get them to go there and videotape one of our people trying to exercise.
her being Spitfire and Blossom Force VA.
Yeah.
For reference. That'll be interesting. Just yoga with Spitfire. Zyro immediately just went, huh?
Hey, August, want to go?
Too bad I'll be indisposed for most of the summer.
Guys, stop doing the Sonic theme songs. I swear. All right, let's go ahead and move forward because there were 2 drama-y bits. I say we dispel the first fake drama before going into the actual real drama that occurred. And granted, I'm going to state upright that neither of these dramas actually were in any way a Babs issue. Only in so much. Well, we'll get to the first one, which you could believe it is, but let's move forward. The 2 issues were, well, let's just do the first. Sandy, what is the first bit of drama?
Okay, this is one of those things that it's Tumblr. Let's just preface it with Tumblr. Somebody on Tumblr could say that bronies burned down their village, destroyed their crops, killed their father, and kidnapped their brothers.
Oh, so the Fire Nation. Gotcha.
Yeah, the bronies are in fact the Fire Nation, and therefore everything you read about them on the internet is completely true, especially if they come from teenage girls on Tumblr. So the claim was that a little girl had been followed around by a creepy dude at this con and had gone to the SAC anime booth. And they made all these claims that, oh, this guy was creepy, and we jumped from behind the table and confronted the guy and didn't bother contacting security.
Or their parents.
Or their parents or anything else. So the story was basically created to slander the con. And in their effort to slander the bronies, they also effectively slandered Flare. Flare being a convention security organization that operates on the West Coast, and especially in the Bay Area. So when people said, why didn't you take security? They're like, oh, well, security didn't listen. Well, first of all, I saw a crowd of people go looking for a drunk Rarity cosplayer on Saturday. You think they're going to ignore a potential predator of a kid at a con? Never mind the fact that the SAC anime booth was by registration in the convention main hall in front of God and everyone, by the escalators that go up to Ops and the Flare control room at, by registration, where security was the heaviest because they had to gate people from going into the event rooms without badges. So basically they made a bunch of bullshit, got a lot of notes on Tumblr. The sub-Gawker piece of shit site Daily Dot decided, hey, we're going to make posts with lots and lots of alleges and zero facts. And basically, there's this minor shitstorm that occurred that isn't Babs' fault really at all. Because in their story, they never contacted them. And Babscon has said, we were never contacted about this. And the person who posted the story is in multiple different layers of trouble depending on the truth of there. Either they didn't report a attempted child abduction, which is commutation of a felony, is failure to report, and that itself is a felony, I'm pretty sure.
It is a felony in California state.
So she committed a felony, or she's lying and can be sued
for slander.
And if she or she can make and she can also make a police report. If she makes a police report, which she should have, and I don't think the police are going to be very happy that if she didn't make a police report immediately when this situation supposedly happened. Says if she makes a police report and it's true, she still waited too long and didn't tell anybody. And if it's a lie, well, congrats, you made a false report to the police, and they don't smile on that. So the person who made this story has screwed themselves like 4 different ways by their inaction.
And add to the fact that there was, if anything like this would have happened during the con, like we would have heard about it. Like as said, the Rarity thing that happened on Saturday night was everywhere. Everywhere. We jumped onto to the party floor, and it was immediately just like, have you seen this? Like, no, we haven't. So we'll keep an eye out. Like, this was something that was not even heard about until after the con. And may I remind you that this is not the first time I've heard of this story at a convention.
Remember the people making all those bullshit claims about people saying stuff to the CMC at Everfree Northwest? To the point that Claire Corlett had to go on Twitter and be like, this is completely made up. You assholes.
It was Michelle Krieber.
Or Michelle Krieber.
Yeah.
Who did I say? Claire Corlett.
Right. So it's not the first time. It's so easy to do because it actually is so easy just to say, hey, this creepy thing happened, I swear, and nobody listened to me. And being that
Especially
Tumblr...
when it's us.
Yeah, and with Tumblr being as outraged as it is about everything it hears, for them to whip themselves into a giant tizzy, I sat and thought about this, and I went there. There's 3 things that could have happened. 3 truthful things that could have happened. The first thing is, then the easiest thing is that it's all made up. That it's all just made up for the sake of whipping up drama. One of the people that reblogged and posted this stuff the most is someone that does not like bronies.
Cass.
Yeah, it's their Tumblr page lists like, I like My Little Pony, but I hate 100% of bronies. So I was like, oh, well, that kind of paints you in a particular light. So it could.
There's an agenda.
So that could be number 1. Number 2 is it could be somewhat factual, maybe marginally factual. There could have been a girl. There could have been. She could have been concerned. There's nothing to say that the story, is anything like that, but there could have genuinely been a little girl that for a moment was spooked. There was something to it, but it resolved itself, but became later in a story a bigger thing. And the third one is it's true, and if you take everything that has been given as truth, then you have to go, well, then all these other fail-safes have to completely have eroded for that to happen. And then the story of, oh, this happened, there was a creepy brony, but we didn't report it, and we didn't tell it to the guards, we didn't tell it to the con, we waited till after the fact, where the hell are the parents, why is she alone in an elevator, who is this guy, do we have any description of the guy, do we have any description of the girl or the parents? It's all so suspect. There's nothing answered except for, oh no, a brony tried to do this, get angry.
Yeah, and of course they also said that people were discussing adult topics in public and that there were Dakamakuras in the dealer's room.
I never saw Dakamakura.
Not a one.
Of course there's not nobody selling Dakamakuras. It's a goddamn pony convention. It's an all-ages event.
There was zero in the dealer's room. There was zero.
If you want to go to get Dakamakuras and maybe some loli manga and some creepy statuettes, go to Sac Anime.
Who are now banned from the con.
Yeah,
or
because
asked not to return is the correct.
Yeah.
words.
It's basically like if your representatives have that little sense to fail to report this supposed incident, but then you also don't have the rein on them to prevent them from slandering us, do you really expect there to be a positive relationship in the future? No.
Yeah. So it's all suspect. The problem is that either the concept out there, what will happen is that the bronies themselves will ignore it, and enough people on the outside that want to believe it will continue to believe it.
And nothing will change.
Yeah, I mean it's the exact same way that the people who thought that that, as we said, it was an ever free Northwest, that they're going to have that entire concept of just like, oh, they're so disgusting because this happened, even if it totally didn't happen, you know. So that's and to segue, Sandy.
Yes.
We've also encountered the details of a story happening at a convention shift wildly during a short period of time.
And how?
From someone getting shoved to it being Purple Tinker shoved to that not actually being the fact at all.
To a fist fight.
You know. So this is how I'm going to start this. The basis of this story is that Final Draft got kicked out of a con. I am first going to start by this. We have documented him extensively in the past, and so we're not going to tread any old ground. I'm sorry to say.
It's okay. There's like 10 pages he's already typed up.
I've typed up 10 pages of, so you don't know who Final Draft is, well, here's an explanation. So, yeah, that's oncoming. Expect for something on Horse News related to that later. But the basis is, Sandy, well, I'll tell you what, I like it when you explain it because you're so level-headed in your explanation. So please go right ahead.
Okay. So when a convention sets its media rules, they apply to everybody.
Even me?
Even you.
Well,
especially you.
Right.
I'm pointing, but you can't see that. So
the basis is you get a staff badge or you get a media badge.
You get a press badge in exchange for following the rules. And they were actually, I can pull them up because you've shared, the doc has been shared to your account. And I can see, well, I should be able to see the rules. But basically it boils down to you have to submit your interview request through them. The media coordinator, we are Borg, was functioning in that space, will go to each of the voice actors and guests and say, hey, these people want to interview you. Do you want to give them an interview? Yes, no. And
the reason for this being that you're not constantly trying to hound these people during the convention for, hey, can I get an interview? Can I get an interview? Hey, could you come over here so we could get an interview?
Yeah. And this is actually a contractual thing. This is in the contracts with the guests. Surprise. Mm-hmm. I would know this. You know, either they want to or they don't. Last year, Nightmare Nights was kind of hard to get interviews from because none of the people really wanted to, and we had a hard time communicating that to folks. This year, I'm going to imagine at Babscon, they did want to allow certain groups have certain access, but it had to go through the convention.
Mm-hmm.
So the first real strike happened before the con when Borg emailed them as staff of the con saying, yo, you need to submit this. Here's your rules. We'll set up your interviews. And they go, no, that's cool. We've already done it ourselves. And the official statement by the person who sent that email was, as EFN, we took it upon ourselves to... You don't get to do that. That was your first mistake. So that didn't help. They were approaching the guests directly, being told, trying to get interviews outside of the agreed upon rules. They were getting in people's faces about this. Additionally, their final draft had also coattailed into the VIP meet and greet. The VIP meet and greet was on Saturday morning, where only the people that had the $250 plus badges. The only staff that were out in the room were the VIP handlers and the con chairs. Because, well, they were paying for everything, and the people that paid $250 to be in there needed to be in there, and people that had media badges didn't. So, turns out the guy that notified Borg and Karen that, there's somebody in this room that doesn't have one of these special badges, in fact has a media badge and needs to leave. This guy. Right here.
You did it, Sandy. You cad.
I am the triple Satan that got final draft removed from the VIP meet and greet.
Now, granted, this is the separate, hey, it's just a mixer. There's food here. You can actually, you're in close proximity. This wouldn't be a time to generally hassle someone for access anyway. This is a function that they're going to be a part of. So
yeah, I was in there with Jason to make sure that nobody was dominating his time or getting spaghetti on him. That was the role of all the VIP handlers. I didn't get to try any of the food, and I certainly didn't get any of the wine. Because I was there to do my job as staff. So that was entertaining. Because he immediately gets up in Borg's grill after that. He gets mad at Karen and basically gets shoved out of the room. I mean, when Borg left the room, at one point he was hassled by the door guard going, yo, wait a minute. Are you supposed to be in here? And Karen had to be like, yes, he needs to be in here because I need to talk to him. And you were in there very, very briefly, AC, with special dispensation, and then you left because you weren't supposed to be in there. You needed to come in, get some information, and then you left.
Right. I was in there even before the mixer started under Karen, who was the VIP liaison, and also as a member of staff, because I was helping out with some things, just getting stuff prepared for my panel the next day. So and then I was immediately out of there even before it started. So, opposed to people who were loafing around being a loaf. Let's not also forget the number of badges issue before we get to the cardinal sin.
The badge issue, so conventions grant media badges to people who have done us favors, or have promoted us, and have gone through the requisite systems, the methods that we put forth. They are people that are here to report, have promoted us, and we have materially benefited from them in some way. That's just kind of how it is. It's a game of press. Who will get your word out there? Who will get your name out there? And what's nice is that Babs actually had themselves some strong metrics as to who was beneficial and who was not. Apparently, our coupon code Bronyville 10 worked really well for them.
10% off of your purchase at Babscon, which you can't use right now.
Yeah, can't use it anymore yet. Apparently, worked out really well for them, which is great. And we don't need to know the exacts. Just, that's cool. We're glad to help. And the thing is, even though you and I both were doing the media thing, well, you were doing the media thing. I could have gotten a media badge. I was on staff, and you ended up on staff by the end of the weekend.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so we didn't actually get a lot of media stuff done.
Yeah, I have a really good interview with Ashley Ball that will probably be up on the show that needs to come out soon. So,
yeah, so the deal is, Babscon had put forth a limit of 10 badges, or a limit of 5 badges per group. EFN put in for 10. Because they did the brilliant thing. We'll do 5 for EFN, then 5 for EF News. Never mind the fact that a badge for Babs was, what, $60 or $70 at the door for the weekend?
70. So
70. So 70 times 5, 350. That's $700 worth of badges they put in for. $700. That they got told no. And so they put in for 5. And then they somehow coerced, bullied, talked registration into giving them a 6th. Which, that's $70. You know, a con needs every dollar it can get.
right.
And it's not the cardinal sin, but it's just like oh, come on, you assholes.
So this is even before the cardinal sin begins. So we've got in a panel they're not supposed to be, in asking for more badges than they're supposed to be, already flippantly stating that they're going to overrule what the media badge policy is for the badges that they're getting for free. Like we're already seeing a nice pattern here of a flippant response of no, don't you know who we are? So
Someone's playing the Game of Thrones theme in the background.
I think that's August. You can't.
No, it's not mine.
No, it's me.
Roy, stop Game of Thronesing.
Aww. What you said was Game of Cons.
It is a little bit, or Game of Pones. All right, so here we are. It's Saturday night. As stated, we're having a lovely dinner with Cal Payne and Seth. And little known fact, if you want to ever get Seth to do something with you, just take him out to Red Robin, because this is his favorite place to eat.
Red Robin is the shit.
It's pretty good. It's a nice place for burgers. It's also... Hey, Seth, Red Robin. Huh, what? League of Legends, huh?
Spyro. What?
Huh, what? Huh?
No,
Cinder?
Cinder.
Cinder.
And we get the frantic text that Final has been kicked out of the con. To which we all gawk at our phones and
go, what?
And then the wild speculation begins. At first, he pushed someone. At second, it was pushing Purple Tinker. Then it was a fist fight with Purple Tinker. Then the story begins to actually cool down and people start to understand. And by Sunday, we had a decent idea of exactly what happened. And what happened is quite possibly, I think, is both the scuzziest thing I have heard, as well as something that, having dealt with him for as long as we have, surprises me 0%. Because it is exactly the kind of thing I could see him doing. Because he's not in this to be nice or to cover media. He's in this to win. So, without explaining it at all, Sandy, give us the lowdown of what happened.
Okay, so I'm just going to go by the official statement that the con has put out, because I'm just going to go with their line. You know, because other stuff could be hearsay, could be a hot mess that somebody thought up. But I'm going to go with what exactly they said. So this is from the document titled "The Final Con," which has detailed everything. I've put it into the. I might as well put it into the show notes.
Sure.
But I put it into the chat, and I will read from the text here momentarily. So, however, the most troubling incidents involving Mr. Bernstein concerned his interactions with some of our guests of honor. Below is an excerpt from the Babscon press interview request form, which sets forth clear guidelines, con policy, which all members of the press agreed to follow in return for their complimentary press badges, laid out the procedures and limitations for conducting guest interviews at Babscon. The GOH has final say when it comes to interviews. If at any time they wish to cancel an interview, you must honor that request. If a GOH wishes you to edit something out, you must comply. Failure to follow these guidelines will result in the immediate removal of your badge and press privileges. Anyone caught asking for interviews directly will also result in the immediate removal of your badge and press privileges. We Are Borg scheduled several interviews with guests and emailed members of the press group for phone contact information. From EFN, he received the following email. Thanks, but we've already taken care of the interviews ourselves. Regards, Krypton Logic. This was a direct and admitted violation of the policy concerning direct arrangement of interviews, as clearly stated in the policy. Furthermore, throughout the day, We Are Borg received reports from several VIP liaisons that the guests they were escorting had been approached by Final Draft for interviews, including a report that Final Draft had managed to enter the autograph room before it was open to attendees, including press, and proceed to work his way around the tables and press each guest for an interview. In particular, his constant and increasingly demanding requests made one guest, who wishes to not be identified by name, very uncomfortable. At this point, Final Draft's flagrant disregard for con policy could not be ignored. The vice chair and We Are Borg, accompanied by 2 members of the Flare safety team, confronted Final Draft with their concerns. Instead of discussing the interviews and coming to a mutually agreed solution, Final Draft became belligerent. Since no satisfactory resolution could be found, We Are Borg requested Final Draft surrender his press badge. Final Draft continued to argue loudly and in the end was escorted out of the convention space by the safety team members. This was not the resolution the staff of Babscon sought. It became the only one available to us. We are sorry that it was necessary, but we are firm in our belief that it could have been avoided if Mr. Bernstein had followed the press policies laid out by the convention ahead of time. Policies that Mr. Bernstein agreed to comply with in return for receiving a press pass and extra access to our guests. Prior to the revocation to his press pass, Final Draft violated convention policies on multiple occasions, though he claims he was arbitrarily removed for personal reasons. We believe he was given ample opportunity to continue attending despite his refusal to follow the clear policies of the convention. There we go.
And by the way, let me state that all of this is so frigging frivolous.
This is really dumb.
This is dumb that this has to happen because remember... Roy, you're the loosest cannon.
Good job, Roy. Good job.
I'm sorry. It was so fitting.
It's the thing that I want everyone to remember is that for 99% of you, this stuff doesn't matter. Like, this is the fact that this is such a big deal is what makes it so ridiculous. You know, the fact that there has to be media policies and that we have to make sure that people are on their best behavior and don't act like a jerk to people who are here to make money and that are part of the show is just so ridiculous. Like I put in my post I've got is just like, this isn't important to 99% of you because what does it matter what someone reports about internal My Little Pony news? It's so minor in the scale of everything, but people want to get themselves all tied up in a tizzy about this. So
yeah, you know, if anybody does this nonsense, they're going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
And, you know, and if we tried any of that nonsense, you bet your sweet ass we'd have been kicked.
And I mean, there's some additional beliefs of some other stuff that's done that we can't straight up, verify completely that evolve the idea of harassing particular guests in very, very unprofessional manners.
Yes, we all know that story.
Well, and I don't want to spread anything that is not completely verified. What we've told you has been verified. That's the thing.
It's the official statement that was put out by the convention.
The official final proof. Yeah, but yeah, it's the entire basis of. Yeah, there's really not anything more to say. Pretty much people at this point are coming out of the woodwork. And let me also state completely that I have no problems with a lot of people from EFN. Like, Dusty Cat is a cool guy. He is a local friend. I love him. He unfortunately decides to have some really crummy other friends that do stuff that I find irredeemable. So, and who have been doing this stuff for years and making it hard on people that are trying to do cool stuff for the fandom without trying to nickel and dime and swooze their way to riches and fame. So,
yeah. Well, I mean, PBK has no issue with most of EFN either. I mean, for our April Fool's joke we even did where we tag teamed with them and said that we had become a part of EFN.
They bought us out.
That they bought us out for $10 million.
So gross. Yeah, I mean, and it really is. It's a sad thing because it's Draft and perhaps maybe one or two others that really do take this entire thing that everyone else plays along with, that everyone else is just like, whatever, this is fun, and makes it into something that it isn't, and makes it into something that is so super professional and so up its own butt that it. There are people coming out of the woodwork now, finally, that because a con stood up and said, no, you were kind of being a jerk, that the others are feeling like they have the moral backbone to say, no, you kind of do be a jerk and you need to cut that out. And it's terrible to say, but it's actually a nice time for us in the pony media because it's bringing to light the fact that the basis is people in this fandom want to believe that everyone has everyone else's best interests. Mm-hmm. And all it takes is one person taking that too far, and you have a situation like this where, hey, there's no reason to be mad. Everyone's got the best interest in mind, but if someone doesn't, then it breaks. So. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
We tried to warn you.
Yep.
Yes.
We tried to warn you.
Yep.
So, I mean, and that's the thing. Babscon for 99.9% of their attendees was good. John Q. Pony Fan had a lot of fun. And they're back for next year. And Tara praised them, and Peter News praised them, and a whole bunch of other said they had a good time. So who the flip is going to listen to one whiner and his little gaggle of friends, or the show staff and the voice actors?
Mm-hmm. They handled their problems so well that if you were there without looking for drama or looking for gossip, you didn't see it.
Yep.
So
that's the best way.
And it's a shame that it has to be like this because of one person, but whatever. This has been 2 years for us. There's a reason why it's taken 2 years for me to VA to MC on stage. It isn't because I didn't want to. It's because I couldn't. And you will see a nice little document probably next week that kind of outlines everything I have and what others have. Just so if anyone ever asks, so what's this deal with Final Draft? They can just look at a manifesto, more or less. So anyway, let's get on to horse stuff. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's we still got an episode. We still got news. We still got like a ton of stuff.
God.
We still got to talk about Braconicus.
You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Something like that. All right, so let's see. Let's move forward on the show stuff where we talk about the show and things.
So yes, fandom fire status. There is a small localized miniature sun of hate, but most people give not a single crap.
Is it like the angry sun from Mario that swoops down every once in a while?
Yeah.
There's no way to actually stop it except if you hit it with a shell.
Oh, speaking of, that Super Mario 3 just went live this week on 3DS finally.
I noticed that.
I snatched that up. I was like, mine.
I really like Mario 3. I am kind of waiting for Super Mario World because I never had an SNES.
And poor thing.
I know. I chose poorly in the great Sega Nintendo fight. It's like, hey, I like this. I don't think there's anything other than that Mario game that I'd really, 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 really like to play. And they have that neat bazooka thing you could use for a game. So, all right, well, let's do this. Let's move forward. For some reason, somebody has put a line of fun in here.
That was me.
Hey, did you? All right, well, then we'll just move forward.
Hey.
If we start doing it, everyone does it, sweetie. No! It's infectious. So, moving forward, hey, Bob's Burgers. Did any of you see that?
Oh, yes.
All right.
It was a thing.
So, the first thing that we have here, so if you know anything about Bob's Burgers, they had an episode called The Equestronauts.
Yay.
And it was pretty good. It was pretty good for us. Okay, so here's the thing. For JQ Pony fan, he might look at it and go, ugh, whatever. For us that are further deeper into this, and particularly the parallels that we drew towards Briconicus and certain individuals that take fandom too hard that we may have previously just talked about no more than 2 minutes ago, it kind of rang true. So, yeah.
That episode was scary. Like, scary at how accurate it was.
It was prophetic.
What's
Because
scary?
Briconicus did get kicked out.
What's even scary, what's even scarier though about that is apparently the voice actor who does the same voice of the girl who wrote the episode did zero research into the fandom whatsoever, and he posted on his Tumblr that he just was making that stuff up completely on the fly. So all of that would just, the parallel was just pure coincidence, and how scarily prophetic it was by pure coincidence.
I don't believe that.
I don't know. Maybe he has experience in other fandoms, and they're similar to Bronies. I don't know.
I think that probably is a lot of the case. I mean, it's really not difficult to see the scenario where there's a bunch of people that genuinely like something, and then one person that takes it too far. You know, and there was some really funny stuff inside of there. The fact that there was fan fiction that was non-canonical.
Non-canonical.
You know, that's definitely something where it's just like, one of the things I love to poke at is just crazy headcanons are hilarious. Yeah, and fandoms are very much the same. You know, I think the only thing that I find a little funny is that it did do the usual thing of painting absolutely everyone as, you know, someone that jumps around in costume, which is the usual, like, hey, furries, or hey, Trekkies, or hey, anime. It's just like, it's more fun to make everyone that, opposed to 10% that. Actually, if we were to think about Babscon, I would say, like, what, maybe every 1 out of 50 person was cosplaying.
Yeah, there was not a lot of cosplay at the con, I don't think. Not that I noticed.
Certainly not a big Pinkamena cosplay at all. Ugh.
No, not, or two of them.
Everybody. But no, I would recommend go watch it. It is the pretty much the spread on Equestria Daily for their post was a lot of, ooh, I like Bob's, I bet I'll really enjoy this. And then the other half being like, oh, gross, Fox, they're doing that thing again. Ugh. So just take it as fun, take it as a light little jab. Don't remember kiddies, MST3K at all times. Repeat to yourself, it's just a show. I should really just relax.
Just relax.
So All right, let's see. We've got a pun of these things to go through. 40E, what's going on?
They've shown off their AJ and Big Mac. They're doing more plush. It'd be really great to get their dang Fluttershy to market. Only ones that are available are their Pinkie Pie and Twilight. They are ultra cute, but they don't have a lot of supply, apparently. So there's that. It looks really good. It's nice to have official, not that expensive, show accurate plush. The Auroras are nice, but this AJ has a hat.
No, you lie. That can't be.
Also, friend Cal Payne from Equestria Daily has written up a Babscon retrospective up to and including, it's like, hey, and there was this awesome dude that brought Jason and Jim Miller over. That was me. But that's okay. He didn't need to name drop me. I'm glad he was happy to meet them because they are really cool guys. Fallout Equestria is doing another print job. The book.falloutequestria.com signups are open till May 4th. It's $55. No, wait. $40 for the books, and then shipping is $10 for US, $40 for Canada, or $55 everywhere else. So if you're a European Brony that really, really needs to get their hands on Fallout Equestria Book 1 and 2, well, hope you got 95 Ameribucks. Which, considering the relative strength of the euro and the euro and the pound, should be okay.
Like $13 at this point.
I know, right? So there's that. If you like Fallout Equestria. Now, one of the things that I did see at the con, which blew my freaking mind, right? There was a 10-year-old girl who was cosplaying as Little Pip. Had herself a Pip cult or whatever they're called in Fallout Equestria. She had made it herself. It looked really nice. And she was very excited to tell me how much she enjoyed it and that her OTP was Twidash. She was talking to Jason at the time. It was at a Sunday signing. I'm sitting there taking the vouchers, was supposed to be doing, making sure, taking the photos for people as I needed to, doing my job, and she came up and was super excited and happy to talk to Jason, just letting him know all these facts. And I'm just like, you're a 10-year-old girl with a lesbian OTP. I'm torn between horror and high five. I don't know.
Better.
I didn't say anything, which was probably the best response possible. Rainbow Rocks, they released a Pinkie Pie episode of that, where Pinkie is in fact going to be the drummer. Surprise! And it's actually pretty cute.
It's pretty good.
And apparently 4chan exists in Equestria Girls universe because Canterlot High does not have filtering software on their network. And apparently they were looking at the My Little Pony board.
There is actually a laptop on one of the tables that, if you know the way that 4chan's layout is, it's kind of 4chan.
MLP
It
is
might
canon.
be Pony-chan. It might be Pony-chan.
No.
It looks more like 4chan to me.
Yeah.
Pony-chan has last I checked, was black background. This is a blue board. MLP's blue board means Milky's not allowed.
Now, hold on. Is it what is the same color for CO? Is Co the same?
Yeah.
So
it could be Co.
Could be Co.
It's 4chan.
Yeah.
Which is funny. And 4chan has found it and gone nuts, as you would expect.
They have validation.
Yo, dog, we heard you liked MLP, so we put /MLP in your MLP so you can /MLP while you watch MLP.
MLP now in favor of Equestria Girls. As they have been for months.
So the next little bit is actually pretty cool. Leo Awards are Canada's basically Grammys. And so My Little Pony has been in up for 2 of them. Best Overall Sound and Animation Program or Series for Power Ponies for that episode. And the nominee for Best Musical Score in an Animation Program for Series, Pinkie Pride. So the Weird Al episode is up for an award, as well it should be, because that was a top-tier episode.
Yep.
And no one can tell me that otherwise.
That remains my favorite of season 4.
So that is great to see them getting further nomination.
Power. I'm trying to think about the overall sound for Power Ponies, and I'm trying to then play that off of like something like, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. I have nothing else to add there, unfortunately.
Yeah, the Brony Dock coaster Screenland is shutting down. Gasp. So apparently the spaghetti has overwhelmed them finally, or something. Considering that they have been digitally hosting that for like over a year at this point, if you ain't got it yet, you ain't gonna get it. And yeah, they shut down May 1st. So if you have any outstanding digital downloads, for some reason you want this on your computer, you can totally download it. Otherwise, just watch it on Netflix like everybody else has. I wonder why they're shutting down, but I couldn't tell you. Washington Post has discussed ponies and said how it helps Hasbro because, surprise, My Little Pony is a ridiculous, showing a ridiculous growth curve and has crossed like $1 billion in sales for the first time ever, and is the strongest single girls brand.
And MK Toon is just rolling in the dough.
Totally. Let's see. Girls. Yeah, proposed girls category first billion year. Girls category grew 21% first quarter 2014. My Little Pony Equestria Girls, and Nerf Rebel, the pink Nerf's guns, continued to growth. Whereas the other side, it's a pretty interesting article. I'll let you guys read that if you want to look it up. Needless to say, ponies is like the only thing really holding the hub afloat at this point, and things like Littlest Pet Shop has certainly failed to catch on, especially toy line wise. So,
well, their toy line is meh for Littlest Pet Shop too. So, hey, Heavenly Nostrils.
It's pretty cool.
It's. I know Dana Simpson. I knew them for like 10 years ago. That's the funny part.
Yeah, well, it was actually cool. I talked to her very briefly at the con. I was like, hey, I want you to know I loved reading Ozzy and Millie back in the day. And she was like, oh, thank you. Because, yeah, I read Ozzy and Millie in ancient times. And now Heavenly Nostrils is around. So that's cool.
Yep, and you can be in Heavenly Nostrils, it appears. If there's a charity auction for the Brony Thank You Fund that they have that.
It's currently up to $880.
Woo. Oh, wow.
And it's money going towards the Brony Thank You Fund's campaign supporting the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute.
All right, there you go. Let's see. So that's listed in the show notes as always, by the way. Let's see. A Brony Tale gets a major distributor, theatrical, DVD, and cable release.
Because here we go again.
And this is the one with Ashley Ball and Brent Hodge. And they're doing some sort of they're doing a showing thing this weekend, I believe, somewhere in like New York. But yeah, that's going to get a release. A film about men who like My Little Pony. We'll see how it goes. You know, it does have Ashley. We did talk briefly about it in our little interview, which I believe may be in the next posting that's about to go up. So we'll cover that a little bit, and we'll see how it is. You know, it's a Brony doc. Let's see how this goes.
The second soundtrack is now on iTunes. The second My Little Pony soundtrack with songs from Season 3 and Season 4 is now out. Gasp. It's actually pretty good. It includes Heart Strong as Horses, Apples to the Core, Ballad of the Crystal Ponies, Find a Way, the extended edition. It's 1:40 long as opposed to like a minute. What My Cutie Mark is Telling Me, A True Friend, the 3.5 minute long version. Racist Barn, Bab Seed, Twilight Failure Songs, Make a Wish, which was very, very briefly in the tail end of Pinkie Pride. It's actually a 1:54 version. And the My Little Pony theme song extended version with the puns and wordplay, which is 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes long. So it's a $10 soundtrack. You get 11 official cuts, official masters, and they all sound way better than any cut she would get from the episode, which is where we get a lot of our music. So spend $10, buy the official stuff, support its release, and maybe we'll get more in the future. Obviously, they did well enough with the first one to put out the second. Let's encourage them to do it again. Also, Make-A-Wish is really good. I like it a lot.
I'll have to see what's inside of there. There's a few that I'll have to look at and see if it's inside of there or which collection. Because, yeah. All right, let's see other stuff. Royal Couple celebrates its 2nd anniversary, Hub Network tells us. That's cool.
It's been 2 years since the end of season 2. What a surprise.
The ride is soon to end. Not for them, but just for this season.
For this season, we've got essentially 2 episodes left.
So next week.
Because we have the Equestria Games episode.
Oh, right.
Where Spike gets high on propane, just like that episode of King of the Hill. And then the 2-part finale where everything is vague and things are out there and people are going, what the crap? Why is Twilight getting all their stuff? Where's her kingdom? This doesn't make sense. Everybody flail and panic because that's what bronies do.
It's like, it's a Discord and a thing and the powers and I don't, huh?
Oh, I don't know.
I think they just wrote something completely wrong just to throw everyone off. That would be kind of funny. All right, so 2nd anniversary on that and the last news post. Wait, no, that was the last news post. Never mind.
Nah, I'll say that's the end.
Yeah, okay. That's it.
Then people have also contributed some fanfic stuff because why not?
Sure.
And because in memory of Spike getting perma-friend zoned, then they're all Sparity fics, apparently.
Yep. All forever friend zoned. One Gone, Two Made is one that is listed here. It's got a... oh, look, it's a big Spike tiny rarity. He's a big dragon. Let's see. It's not funny, spiky wikey. Human fic. Oh.
Bum, bum, bum.
And then
that magical first kiss.
Oh. With a strange. Though it is a romance comedy. Kind of. And short.
Yeah,
and complete.
They're all short.
That's good. All that you can complete. All right, well, we'll get to White Horse manifestations, but first we got to trade you.
Yep.
All right, so let me bring up that FemWiki. That hot FemWiki. So we can talk about horse episodes, because that's what we should do on this show. We really should talk about...
There's a show, too?
Yeah, really.
You mean we're not a self-contained ball of drama that feeds upon itself like an Ouroboros of shit?
Yeah, well, I mean...
No,
that's
we are
the summer.
furries.
You do what you got to, you know. All right, let's see. So, trade ya. And inspiration manifestation. Oh, and Treja actually was a name that I have... Oh, okay, so that is actually a name of someone that we have had an episode from this season. I was just like, I don't recognize that name. So let's see. Loading. All right, Treja, season number 4, episode number 22, overall episode number 87, original air date on April 19, 2014, written by Scott Sonborn and storyboarded by Steve Sanderson and Nicole Wang. It's time to trade yo shit.
Yep.
Get your book for that horseshoe, son.
Nah.
Nah.
Meh.
So is that your feelings there, Roy?
Meh.
Meh. I think that was kind of our feeling here too. It was just kind of like, oh, that was an episode that was kind of all over the place and kind of trying to figure out what the heck it was following. You know, it was just kind of like, oh, hey, you know, well, you go for it, Sandy.
I thought the episode was a really good, pointless slice of life episode.
Yes, there you go.
It paired up each of the main 6 in pretty complementary pairings, and basically it was 3 different storylines in an episode. You had Pinky and Twilight, where Twilight's there to officiate stuff and trying to offload some of her old books, and Pinky is doing her damnedest to stop her. You have Fluttershy and Rainbow Dash doing a mad chain of trading to try to get a particular item, and the immense galaxy-sized level of sexual tension between Rarity and Applejack, where they try to find the one special thing they're going to and do the totally smart thing and combine their piles of stuff, and in the end, it has a cute resolution. So I liked the episode. It didn't do anything incredibly mind-blowing. It didn't have far-reaching implications. It was a cute episode which led, one-on-one character interaction and didn't have to do anything. Everybody got their lesson. Everybody learned their own little thing, and they all get to go back home appreciating the shit they got or whatever. And straight up, it's the stuff like this. It's these ponies going about their daily lives that is really interesting. It doesn't have to be universe-shattering terror. It's, hey, these ponies have their lives, and this is what they do, and hey, this is how they interact and go after various things.
You can get to watch Rainbow Dash be a terrible friend.
Rainbow Dash was a terrible friend of Fluttershy. Oh, what's that? Yeah, sure, Rainbow. Sure, Fluttershy. I'll trade you. I'll put you into indentured servitude for several months.
Slavery is now canon.
So let's see. It was all right. I mean, it wasn't anything where it was just kind of like a very much back and forth, to the point that they were actually almost pointing at how back and forth it was through seeing the other characters in the background, like leaving that scene to go to another scene, and then they're still moving in the background. That was kind of interesting with that. I don't know, like the basis of Twilight's was Pinky kind of going like, but see how awesome this stuff is? She had it, and Celestia had it, and then at the end, Twilight just going like, screw me needing room in the library, I still want these books. Like,
oh, and by the way, the MacGuffin that you wanted, well, here's my dog-eared copy. I'll let you have it. And Twilight and Dash is like, well, hey, I can at least read that one.
And, she is besties with someone who has it signed. Yeah, why don't you just go talk to Daring Dude, daggit? Unless all of that was a fever dream.
I kind of hope it was.
I hope this whole season is.
Just comes off of a flu, just like, let's see. Some other things, by the way, this episode was actually going to be number 418, but got pushed back, confirmed by Jim Miller. Pushed back for production reasons. So it was actually supposed to be earlier on in the season. Perhaps earlier to when Twilight was still kind of dealing with the like, oh my god, you're a princess. Oh crap. A little bit closer to that. Let's see. Other things of note. Well, we could talk about Stellar Eclipse, who was in the episode.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool of them.
That was cool.
17-year-old kid who... There was a lot of misinformation out there, too. Like, oh, he's a sick Make-A-Wish kid. And it's like, no, he's just a guy who has a muscular issue. He needs a wheelchair. He's 17 and is kind of cool with people doing art of his OC, even if it is adult.
Yeah, designed after...
he supports the right of artists.
Yep, designed by and voiced by Sylvain Leasser-Portelance, which I'm sure I messed up. A teenage child with spinal muscular atrophy type 3 through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. So they decided that their wish was to be a horse.
Yep.
So you too, if you have some sort of... You too can go through Make-A-Wish to become a official OC of the show.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way we're getting it done, unlike Capper.
Ooh. Capper and Jontron.
Ooh.
Was it Jontron? I thought it was Egoraptor.
They're Egoraptor. Yeah, if it was Jontron, he'd have a freaking beard. I don't know these internet people, God. But it would be
You're
Egoraptor.
The worst. Get off my show.
I don't pay attention to YouTube celebrities.
Markiplier will have a pony on the show before friggin' JonTron. Jeez.
Yeah, the only person that I kind of follow on YouTube is Maximilian, because he does fighting games and he does the Yo video games Let's Plays, which are pretty funny. Also, the dude that plays Doom in the Assist Me videos is a total brony, and Rarity is his favorite.
Gross.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought Treja was pretty good. So today's episode, inspiration manifestation, Spike and Rarity. Rarity has some stress eating issues, and yet maintains her perfect marshmallow figure.
You don't.
Om Nom Nom is now canon.
That too.
Yes. These are the no. She's eating buckets and buckets of ice cream. Oh,
I like that.
I'd like to imagine that they actually wrote Om Nom Nom into the script.
Yeah.
Just say it, but say it as if you were eating. What would an Om Nom Nom sound like?
Sound like whatever Tabitha St. Germain wants it to sound like.
Pretty much. Let's see. But, so yeah, let me get the details on that for you, because it's important. Season number 4, episode number 23, overall episode number 88. Original air date on April 26, 2014, written by Corey Powell and Megan McCarthy. Don't believe her lies. And storyboarded by Corey Toomey and John Young. Spike finds a book. It's kind of a bad book. And then magic, because unicorns.
yep. Them dang witch ponies.
So, I had the complaint pre-show that I feel like we've done this episode a few times with Applejack. Hey, it's important to be honest. Yeah?
Yes.
True.
Because honesty is a very important trait. And I think that this episode's moral was a little bit different, though, because it was like, be honest with people even if you feel that being honest might harm your relationship, especially if you're into them, because lying to them can have destructive consequences, like giving the chick you like a magical grimoire that gives a spell that breaks the laws of conservation, and if this was Full Metal Alchemist, there would be limbs missing everywhere, but it's not. It's My Little Pony. So
For now.
My Little Full Metal Alchemist. I'm sure people have already drawn it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me film fiction that for you. My Little Alchemist. I'm sure it's there. So yeah, what'd you guys think of the episode?
Well, Problems here reviewed it.
Well, and what did you say then?
I didn't really review it. I wrote a synopsis of it, a fake synopsis, but whatever.
So what does your fake synopsis say?
It involves the Necronomicon.
Yeah, that was exactly what I thought. I was like, oh great, he picked up the Draconomicon. He's gonna unleash Dragon Nosferatu Vinictu. There, I said it.
But now Spike can destroy dark magic by eating it.
Yeah, last I checked, destroying magical artifacts by destroying them, by breaking them, generally made them explode.
I was home.
Spike is going to wreck whatever bathroom he goes to. Just saying.
See, I just think later he's gonna burp and send it to Celestia. So.
Oh man, he's gonna be like, "Oh, that's where I lost that thing," and then the world is doomed.
Let's see, but it was going around beautifying everything. Rarity going kind of crazy, magic crazy.
I like the little nod they put in there that Cadence and Luna helped Twilight fix everything, because Celestia can't do anything.
Just hey, it's the daytime. I'm supposed to do stuff here. Call in the B team.
It's in the comments like, do you know how hard it was to clean up that much dark magic? It's like, wow, really? So I guess magical hazmat duty kind of sucks, huh?
I did kind of find it funny how just flippant Spike was at the end of just like, you look like crap. What? Being honest, just like not helping. Not helping. Yeah. It was fine. I just, I don't feel either of these two were ones that I'd go like, that was a great episode. I'll be like, that was an okay, that was a good episode.
Yeah, I mean, 7 out of 10, sure.
IGN rated them both 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10, it's okay. Yeah.
Wow, those really are Capper and Ego Raptor ponies. Jeez. Retweet.
Oh, well, and there is, in fact, an Ed pony from Fullmetal Alchemist.
Sure.
So, yeah, the episodes are pretty good, and we've got basically 2 episodes left.
2 to go.
Okay, we have 2 weekends of Pony left.
2 weekends. So next time we do Pony, we're going to be doing the last episode of this season.
Yep, we'll have I Do Propane, and then we have the finale, where Twilight will get her kingdom and be the only alicorn because reasons, and Twilight will watch in horror as Luna and Celestia turn to dust and Cadence just keels over dead. Because reasons!
Sad fic, gone!
Oh, did you notice that today's episode also had a shout out to Saved by the Bell?
Really?
Yeah. With Rarity, she going off, I'm so excited, and Spike going, I'm so scared.
Yeah,
oh, God.
That would be
wow.
a very... I kind of thought of that, but I'm like, that is so obtuse. Would they really do that? And they probably did.
For those that don't have the reference, that was a very special Saved by the Bell episode where I forget which character, but she got
Jessie.
Jesse.
She got high on caffeine.
She was ODing on caffeine pills because of reasons, and caffeine is some serious crap, guys. Don't do it. You'll probably die.
Don't mess with it.
I could swear I've taken, well, maybe it's not in the same vein, but I've taken a 5-hour energy and just went, you know what? This is what my heart feels like trying to escape my chest. But it was never something where it's just like, I think I have a caffeine problem. But yeah. All right, those were 2 Pony episodes.
Yeah. Can we just skip these emails and save them for like next week or something?
Do you want to do that?
We're already at 2 hours.
Yeah, we are.
Emma's going to hate editing this down.
He doesn't edit these anymore.
That's true.
Just make believes. He just waves the magic make it sound better stick. He doesn't content edit anymore.
Yeah, because we keep handing him files that are like 2 hours long.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what we do. Do you want to pause on these?
I would be fine doing that.
Okay, let's pause on these. We
will read them in the future. There's 3 of them. They'll be in the show notes, but we'll read them at a later date and discuss them. But holy crap, this drama nonsense ate up a chunk of time. So
because we have stuff to talk about.
Yeah. So let's just skip it on down. With 5-star iTunes runners, we have 831 reviews on iTunes. And we can say thank you again to Desert Nocturne for keeping at it and giving us reviews when he can. We encourage everybody to go give us iTunes reviews, be it in the American store or anywhere else, because, hey, reviews are cool. We like it. It's like 814 5-star reviews, and a mix of the others. And some jerks giving us 1 stars because politics or something. I don't know. And on last I checked, we were 17th on the What's Hot in TV and film. So,
Yay.
Suck it.
Jeez, Sandy, tell us how you feel.
Well, actually, if you look on the What's Hot main page, we're like... That's first. 9th. Whatever. It's all, Internet.
It's all the internet.
Yep.
Drama, bullshit.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on down. We've got one cool thing. Roy and his cavalcade of friends here have stuff to put down. Yeah. I'm going to put down an oldie but a goodie. Because if you want to know about what games are out there for My Little Pony, go over to Equestria Gaming. They're good people. They've got a thing up there on Equestria Racing, Legends of Equestria, with a post-Babscon trailer. Pony Card is still a thing! Gasp!
Really?
It is!
Is it?
It is!
I don't believe you.
It's still a thing! This is Rainbow Dash in a car! Because reasons. Plenty platforms. And also, for instance, if you want to find a Minecraft server, any other servers that you can actually play on, they have a list of them. Some of them are a little out of date. I tried to find a Minecraft server and went through a few, though I found a pretty good one on that list.
Huh.
So, yep. Go check that out. It's pretty neat. EquestriaGaming.com. So you can go game out and all that stuff. So it is Gray stating it's a new team that picked up the source code.
Equestria Gaming has been around. Okay, they have posts dating back to January 2011.
The beginning of time.
And then they have stuff in April. So April 2011 was when the ride got started for them. They have been around forever, just like us.
Yep.
Actually, they started about this. Actually, when was their first post? I gotta see. Their first post was on April 3rd, so they existed before we did. AC.
That can't
only
be.
Very slightly.
That's impossible.
You're not my real dad. Wait. My one cool thing is for Everfree Brony's YouTube channel. That guy's still putting out good music. He won our Golden Muffin for Best Original Song this year for Chant of Immortality. And the guys, he only has like 5,800 followers, guys. Subscribe. For goodness sake. Chant of Immortality has 88,000 views, but he's posted 4 songs in the past 3 weeks, and I think only one of them got posted to EQD. That one is, 17,000, but some of his other stuff, 1,000 views, 5,000, little under 5,000. This guy's stuff is good. I've bought his albums. You should do the same.
One of those unfortunate people that doesn't have as many views as they really should for how talented they are.
Yeah.
Problems. What is this Animated James thing?
Animated James, some folks might know him for making the Sonic vs. MLP series, which is it's pretty good. But I'm putting him here because he's obviously a Brony animator, but he also is doing a side project called Sea Students, which is a completely original character, kind of sitcom-y thing. Has some folks from the fandom voice acting in it, but otherwise, it's just a funny little slice of life high school video, which it's going to be a series, I presume. So no robots, it's kind of an offbeat high school comedy. I liked it enough. The pilot has 87,000 views, but in comparison to his Sonic vs. MLP series, which has like 4 million views for each video, I think it deserves a bit more attention.
All right, so go ahead and check that out. Let's see. XL is putting down Star Bombs. It's dangerous to go alone. Let's see. We're missing
Zelda rap.
Yeah, really. Gotta get this.
I really liked Luigi's Ballad that they did. So, yeah, Star Bomb is a couple other folk. Oh, they also had Riot vs. Kin animated music video.
All right, let's see. August, do you have anything you'd like to pimp?
I hadn't really thought about this.
Roy, do you have anything to pimp?
Yeah, I'm actually going to pimp something.
Okay.
About 2 weeks ago, a bunch of bronies were actually in a music video, and for some reason, all the other news sites we posted about, but like all the other news sites kind of ignored it happening.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's a music video by a band called Flip featuring Shakti, I believe, and it's called Craving for More. And it's all of these bronies over in Europe, just basically a day at it, going to a meetup together, preparing for the meetup, and then going to the meetup and partying afterwards. It's a pretty surreal experience to watch this music. There's no words. We're just kind of like watching it going, I don't know quite how to react to it, but it is a good thing. It's a kind of positive feeling. It's just there's not really. It's something you have to experience to see. And I'm kind of sad that none of the other news sites picked it up or even mentioned it, because it's kind of cool that bronies are now a music video.
The Brony music video. Oh, that's interesting. I admit I hadn't even heard about it. And there's no words in the song, so it's kind of just like a. What would you say the music is, like trance or like? I don't know.
I'd say it's your typical EDM, heavy, a little bit more heavier on the trance.
Oh, got a little. Yeah, that's totally ponies.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's. Well, I mean, they're singing. I don't want YouTube to jump on me. Oh yeah, dude, they are totally. Oh God, this dance. This dance is worth it.
The Celestia cosplayer. Oh God.
Oh jeez, what's happening? What kind of dark den of pony dance have we jumped into?
I'd heard for the video they just got themselves a meetup group there too, and just filmed a day in the life of.
If only this was a day in the life of. They're jumping fences, and now they're at a train track, and now there's or not a train track, but they're at a race track, and now there's an actual horse there. I've never been to a meetup like this. You're insane.
They brought a horse?
I have.
Yes.
Roy, I don't attend the same parties as you. All right, August. You've been thinking. What is your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I'm up in Seattle.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be pony related, does it?
No, not at all.
No.
Okay. Oh, well then, redlettermedia.com.
Classic stuff.
Yeah, I just thought of it offhand. I really love those guys that they're
I love their half in the bag.
Half in the bag. Oh yeah. And
Wheel of crap. All their stuff.
Big fan of them.
All right. Copy and pasted.
Yeah, where is that?
There it goes, getting added in by Anonymous. Thank you, Armadillo. All right, so go check that out. That's a bunch of links. You can find that over at our website, which I'm going to explain in a moment, just so you know. But first off, I want to first thank Across. We have taken care of the one cool thing, talked about the episode, talked about news, talked about Babscon, talked about everything, and we could not have done it without Pickle Barrel Kumquat guys. Thank you, Roy.
Yay!
Yay.
You live to tell the tale. So thank you, Roy. Thank you, Problems, and thank you, August, for coming on and being yourself.
No problem.
Thanks for having us.
So happy I could be here for this.
Cool. Sandy. You know what I'm going to say.
On me.
I do.
I'm bring that thunder.
You do. I don't even have to bring it up. You're thundering all day long. Even from so far away in Texas.
Oh yeah.
That was the most like relaxed macho man I've ever heard.
As I was stretching. Oh yeah.
There we go. And as always,
Sandy's bringing the pain and the thunder, brother.
We're playing Badlands 2 now?
Are we?
Or Borderlands 2?
I'm sure. Okay.
Mr. Torgu doesn't need words. He just needs explosions. Oh, God.
You keep that up, Sandy. See how long you have a voice. And
Badass greater badassitude.
And as always, thank you super double to all of our fans out there on the interwebs who listen to this. If they are live on Justin TV/Bronyville podcast, or if you're just catching this on the podcast, or I don't know, some alien civilization 1,000 years from now unearths this episode. Thank you for listening, you strange alien creature. It's great for people to hear us prattle upon for 2 hours about horses. So, yay. If you want to find out more, all that good stuff, BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com is the email address. You can email us over at Bronyville@gmail.com. You can join us roughly every Saturday noon Pacific at Justin.TV/ Bronyville Podcast. iTunes reviews, we do love them. Please leave us more. Keeps us up there, keeps us fighting against all the meanies up there in the TV and movies who constantly want to push us down. You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. I need to double check and make sure that's still true. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's at Chef Sandy.
And meetup groups, I'm part of the Bronies of Northern California.
And Brony's North Texas.
And conventions, the only one I'm looking at is Nightmare Night Dallas.
Yep, that might be it for me, but I might go to Anthrocon. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'd be going just as a dirty fag attendee.
Gross.
As opposed to, doing anything. But you know what?
What?
I will probably end up behind someone's table vending at some point.
You usually do.
I will be out having fun. I will be in the social space. I'll be talking about. I will black out momentarily, and I will wake up behind someone's table selling books.
You will.
It keeps happening.
You will wake up, and he will have a collar around your neck and a copy of some book, just horking it out. You'll just be like, I'm gonna have fun. I will say that I almost wish I could do AC this year, just because watching the fireworks on the water in Pittsburgh, it was quite possibly one of my favorite fireworks displays I've ever seen.
And you heard Lee Toker's one of their guests this year.
He is. He can fan built all up in that furry space.
Yeah. I need to talk to Jade. I might be going with her. I don't know. Ooh. I might have room space at least.
Ooh. Well, all right. That will take care of us for episode 145 of talking about horse. Next week, what's our thing next week?
Next week, we're going to be doing a Fandom Unlimited. I believe the one on deck is, in fact, Adventure Time.
Yay! We've been watching that.
I need to talk to Jade because she has an in with some folks who might be able to get us some show staff from that show to come on.
That would be fun.
So, no promises.
Oh, yeah. So, catch yourself up.
Yep. Yes.
Catch yourself up on Adventure Time. Catch yourself up also on The Bravest Warriors.
Yep.
Because we'll be rolling with both of those next week. So if you want to...
Yeah, 5-3, Adventure Time and Bravest Warriors.
Yep, so catch up on it. We will be doing that. We have been watching that. I've also been consuming quite a bit of other stuff. I'll explain some of that post-show. But we got to end this one first. So... This has been Bronyville episode 145. We will catch you next week for some FU. But till then, sleep well, everybody.
Adios.
I guess that's it.
We're over.
Even as time goes by, I can read into your eyes. Seize the moments, never let it lie. The people in your life. The small tear on a desert sand still waters the air. Every thread in every cloth, in every quilt, in every bed. Without them all, there would be nowhere to rest my head. See the lights glow through the fog of every day in every way. Never give up, 'cause you're the one that keeps me The pulse of the earth, a trillion beating hearts. The rhythm to which we all subscribe. The drums we march to in our lives. And you're every thread in every cloth, in every quilt, in every bed. Without them all, there would be nowhere to rest my head. See the light glow through the fog of every day in every way. Never give up, 'cause you're the one that keeps me safe. Oh, yeah!